Everyone, my name is Miguel Ordóñez. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe. Today I will talk about the FC functions that TIA Portal has and how you can use them. By the way, I will also like to know how's the situation in your countries and ask you to please stay safe, stay home if you can, so that we all can help to fight this invisible enemy that is striking right now the human being. To explain the FC or functions in TIA Portal, I will use this system as an example. The system consists in a conveyor that moves an object, in this case my logo, to the right or to the left. The conveyor has at the end of the right side a limit switch that will detect the object when it arrives here. Also, we have two push buttons that will give signals to the PLC. So this will be the inputs of the PLC, the S right and the S left button, and the outputs of the PLC that makes the motor move the conveyor to the right or to the left will be K left and K right. These are nothing more than the contactors that makes the change in the sense of movement of the conveyor. Okay, I will use the same program that we were using before, this conveyor program, in which we define the inputs and the outputs. The first step will be to address again the outputs to the 0 byte and the outputs also to the 0 byte. That will be the first part of today's tasks that we need to do. So after that, I will name the variable that I'm gonna use. I have three inputs, which are the buttons for the right, left motions and the limit switch. But also I have the outputs of the contactor right and contactor left. After that, I go to the main program, to the main block, sorry. In the main program block, here it will be storage, the program that will be working in a cyclic way. Here's where I have to call all my functions. So I add a new block. This new block will be a function. I can call it FC conveyor. And now it is created. The function will have inside the logic that makes my conveyor works. So in this case, I will just put that in case I want to move to the right, I should not be trying to move to the left at the same moment, and this will basically move to the right my conveyor. I will add something similar for the left motion, and here I will have the button for the left. I should not have pressed the button for right motion, and this will make my left motion occur. Now I have created the function. We will need also a PLC to upload this. Now I have my PLC at the other side of my room and it's almost 12 p.m. here in Ecuador, so I'm a little bit lazy. I don't want to use my PLC. I will use a simulation. For using a simulation, you go and click here, the Start Simulation button. You click OK, and this will call another program called PLC Sim. This program is the one that simulates the PLC. I have a video in which there is the link to download TIA Portal 15 plus PLC Sim 15. So once I have my small window here, I have to maximize it, to change it to project view. Usually PLC sim takes some time to start working. So here on PLC sim I can say that I will use a new project. I give the name. This will be the file in which my simulated PLC will be storage. This usually takes some time. I strongly suggest you to save the PLC sim file after you have simulated, so that the next time you don't have to wait until you launch PLC sim. You can call just the simulated PLC and not have to waste all your time waiting for this program to work. I'm gonna probably, not sure, cut the video here and restore it when this is already done. Maybe let's check something in the PLC. Okay, here is the download assistant, in which you can start searching. I mean, you scan all the net that it is connected to the drive. In my case, it's PLC sim the drive. So this should start searching for the PLC sim that I am simulating. So if I click on start search, this will try to locate it, and okay, he found the simulated PLC. Now I click on load and it will start loading the program into that PLC. This is more or less the same process that you do with a real PLC. The only difference is that you have first to create the fake PLC, the virtual PLC. I finish my loading. I click here to start the module, so this means that the module will change to run mode after it has finished the loading of the program. Okay, it is more or less finally done. I told you this takes a lot of time. Yep, it's finally done. So here you have some tools that are very useful. The first one is the sim tables. The sim tables are tables in which you can write the variables that you are trying to simulate, so that they will be easy to manipulate. Okay, finally. So I have here my sim tables. If I double click sim table 1, it will open here a table in which I will write the names of the variables that I want to simulate. These variables should be the buttons. I also want to monitor what's happening on the outputs. So it's basically the two buttons, the limit switch. I start here with the buttons. S right, S left. I want to have also the limit switch and the right motion and the left motion. So let's see what happens if I manipulate them. If I manipulate them, I cannot access right now to them. Let me check why. So I have basically my conveyor here. Probably I forgot to change the addressing in the device configuration of the PLC. I am almost sure about that. So I open the device configuration, and as you saw in the input output video, I will have to change this here. Yep, I go to digital input, digital outputs, digital input. And here I should be able to select the address. Here it is, IO address. Yep, let's change the start address to be 0.0. Now I have a new configuration for my PLC. I will download this configuration to the simulated PLC, and now my variables will be available for me. I click on loading, finish, and my PLC, my virtual PLC should be ready. Okay, it takes a little bit more of time. Yeah, now I have access. You see that previously there was a red cross here. Now I have the symbol of the tags of the PLC. Well, basically now I can manipulate them. But as you can see, nothing is happening on the outputs. This is caused because I forgot, or basically I didn't call the functions on the main. So I have the function, but it was not called here. What I need to do is to drag these ones here, and now my cyclic program will execute this function FC1. I have to download this configuration to the PLC. And now I should be ready to see the PLC working as I am supposed to see it working. So if I press S right, you see the K right starts to move. I stop pressing it and it stops automatically. If I go on S left, the same happens. It starts moving the K left button. Most of you will think, okay, this is kind of useless because I can basically write this poor code here in the main. And for this case, maybe you're right. But remember that not always the PLC has to control a small process. Sometimes you have really big process in which there are a lot of problems that you have to solve. And in this case, the order in which you program will help you a lot. You can do it all the program in just the main block, but it will take you a lot of time and probably you will get confused in the process. I hope you liked the video, but mostly that it has been useful for you. Please don't forget to share, subscribe, and comment the video, because all this support that you show to me helps me to keep creating content for you. Please wash your hands and stay home. See you guys!